What are you exceptionally good at, but hate doing? Data entry. I can type very fast and very accurately. But it's the most mindless task with zero creativity. Cleaning. Lawn work. I can do it all. Struggle to do a basic mow and trim on my own yard on time. Organization. At work everything is pristine. Any video game I play becomes disgustatingly structured. The idea of organizing my bedroom makes me want to lie on the floor and cry. I am very good at handling children. Which is ironic because I don't particularly like kids. Being on time, I only hate it because nobody I know does it. Public speaking. I am an introvert, and I do safety training for my company. Comprehension has gone up drastically. And I have done quite a few talks on how to use science to make safety fun in my industry. But after, I have to shut myself in a hole for at least 3 hours to get myself back to center, because it is so exhausting to me. I have to sort of be a different person. And doing that is mentally draining. Being nice to customers. Fixing computers. Please stop asking me to fix your computer for free. Please. Listening to people's problems. Math. I don't know why I'm this good at it, but I hate it so much that's crazy. Everything I have ever become exceptionally good at. As soon as I become proficient at something, the fun stops and it just becomes work. I pretty much only enjoy learning, but I don't get much enjoyment out of performing what I have already learned. For example, I had an amazingly fun time learning how to weld for over 10 years. There's a lot to learn in welding and you can make major improvements for many years. You can even go your whole career learning new things about welding, but eventually you reach a point where you have become proficient and you're only doing minor adjustments to perfect your craft. For me, the joy is gone at that point, and with that goes my passion for it as well. Apparently. My job. My superiors and coworkers often comment how good I am. In the back of my head I am thinking, wow, imagine how good I would be if I was actually doing something I care about and was passionate about. I'm actually kind of lazy and don't really do as much as I could do. However, they seem to like what I'm doing, so I do enough to maintain that facade and get compensated fairly well for it. I have thought about quitting a few times, but I have sort of settled in because it's hard to find something else out there, and if I can get away with being lazy but somehow being thought of as good at my job, might as well milk it while I can. Procrastinating. Talking people down from suicide. It's my job. Edit. I've never been thanked so much before for this. I truly appreciate all of these comments. There are people who are asking. So anyone who needs help, advice, anything, feel free to PM me. And honestly, please be nice to your suicidal crisis line workers. It's a thankless job. Labor work. Been doing it for half my life. Roughly 20 years. Other people's jobs. Because I work with a bunch of people that don't do their jobs. Drawing. Been drawing as long as I can remember, but now I just get stressed when I draw. Since grade school to now. Everyone and their mother asks me to draw them something in return for absolutely nothing. Got to the point it's the only way I felt noticed in school or around my peers. It's very minuscule, I know, and I'm humbled to an extent that people could see my art and physically want it. But it makes me only draw for myself at the end of the day because of it. Even when I started to do it for money, people just want to skip out on the pay or cut you short. BC it. Didn't take long enough to warrant that price. I just lost the passion and fun of drawing after years of dealing with very rude people who do not think artists deserve money for their time. Find myself enjoying it here and there when I am bored or making something for myself, friends. Aside from that, I sadly don't think I could handle a career with it. Debugging. I can find the issue in other people's code faster than they can. I just hate doing it because it requires a lot of sticking shit to the wall and seeing why it won't stick. Cooking. I'm an amazing cook, but I absolutely hate cooking. Helping old people with their phones. I'm exceptionally good at waking up. I've never not woken up. It's a curse. Really. Having to face every new day with the certainty that in all likelihood my challenges and failures will carry over and over again. Sleep is my mistress. And a whore is she. Night after night. She holds me, coddles me, uses me. When sunlight comes knocking on my door, as it must, she jumps awake and sends me off into the world through the back door. Silent, dreary and blubbering curses to the wind. It is my back door. She is my guest. And yet, every morning I find myself in my lonely nakedness, darting from cover to cover, searching for any sign of respite from the heat of day. Tonight I will go back into the arms of my familiar. I will let her hold me, coddle me, use me, For one more chance that when sunlight comes knocking she will keep holding me, coddling me, using me, forevermore. Listening. I am fairly introvert, so my need for speaking is pretty low. So other people can vent to me and praise me for being a good listener, but it usually bores the hell out of me. Writing. I'm good at it because I put in the time and effort to do it correctly. Not because I'm naturally skilled at it. The secret is in the editing. And re-editing ad nauseum. I am also exceptionally lazy. So doing the inherent work of putting pen to paper is excruciating. Socializing at parties. Anything academic. I have zero work ethic but can do very well on tests, essay, etc. if I actually apply myself. I just don't. Cleaning. I hate cleaning, and cleaning my own place is the worst. Feels like I have to drag myself to do the non-essentials some days. Cleaning. Organizing for keepers, like pre-hoarders. My sister had this problem particularly bad. And every few years I'd totally redo her room and make it beautiful. Last time I did this, apparently she literally fell on the ground and started crying. My mom thought she was upset at first, but it was just extreme relief and clarity. Having all her things laid out nicely and easily accessible, visible, without extra clutter, and I used rubber cement to stick black tissue paper against one of her walls. It's really easy to take down and does not damage, and honestly it looked really, really cool. It made the room feel way bigger. But I'm a keeper and I cannot keep my office clean, organized for shit. Drawing and painting. I have always been a pretty good artist ever since I was a young kid. When I got to college I realized I hated it and almost never do it anymore. Blow jobs. Got good so they don't take long. It's boring. Let's get this over with and get some fucking tacos. Disappointing my parents. Fun fact. One of my minor superpowers is that I'm only good at things I don't particularly enjoy doing. I am good with animals and kids. But the weird looks made me hate children, and animals started to annoy me like a year back. Being a nerdy, obedient kid for parents. Asian here. Baking. It's the portioning that I run out of patience with. Programming Crestron control systems. Taking charge, being in control. Both at work and at home, I am confident, calm, and can usually handle anything. However, everyone always turns to you because of it. And it would be nice if I didn't have to all the time. Masturbating. I fucking hate it, but I get off every time. Lying. Treating sick, injured cats because I get too emotionally attached to the cases. Staying alive. Washing dishes. Talking to people and strangers. I come off as outgoing, confident and friendly, and I get along with people. But I have social anxiety and am screaming in agony internally the entire time. Kinda contradictory. This'll get buried. But I have a 1 in a million singing voice. For light opera and comic musicals. I'm a huge fan of classical and opera, especially late romantic, early modern. But I fucking hate most musicals. Semicolon. But hey, if society collapses and you need someone to do Pirates of Penzance over the campfire for the kids, I guess I'll indulge. I love writing. In fact, I'm an avid writer. My friends read my shit and tell me I need to stop calling it trash because that's the kind of writer I am. But when I'm told I need to write an essay about something I couldn't give 5 of a fuck for. Nope. I hate writing. Everything. As the proverbial jack of all trades. My river of knowledge is extremely wide, though not very deep. So if there's something that seems just above the average person's pay grade, but not complicated enough to warrant paying a professional a lot of money to do, they call me. I build web pages as my job. But I'm apparently also a plumber, electrician, construction worker, accountant, clothing tailor, chef, car repairman, appliance repairman, AV guy, musician, photographer, videographer, graphic designer, an all-around troubleshooter for seemingly any problem. It can get a little exhausting being everything to everyone. Being a fuck up. Managing people. I'm a software engineer that has been assigned to work with a number of adjacent coworkers on large projects. I always found myself thinking, if nobody is going to do it, I might as well. Working with devs is mostly awful and I have declined the opportunity to become a lead and do it full time. I'm sticking to the senior developer track. Graphic design. I spent years doing it for fun. Went to college for 2 years for a degree. And now I want nothing to do with the shit. Working for other people is a nightmare. Making sandwiches very fast and neatly. I get complimented on it all the time. And get called a sandwich artist. What a lot of people don't know is that I'm an actual artist. With an advanced art degree and everything. Teaching. Hate is a strong word. It's more like I'm qualified to do it. And I studied for it. And even got licensed for it. But the thought of actually doing it for a living is just not me. It's a job that, in my view, demands authenticity. And it's inauthentic for me. The education itself I don't regret. But it was unwise of my younger self to pursue it. I felt trapped. And it seemed a safe way out. It wasn't. Shitting too. 6 seconds after my first sip of coffee. Cooking. I'm cook quite well. At least that's what my friends tell me. However, I often cannot manage the time it takes to cook. I hate the time. But love the cooking part itself. Drawing. I used to love drawing when I was younger. Aced all my art classes all through school. But over the years I've all but completely lost interest. People always told me I should pursue a career in art, but honestly? If I had to draw for a living I'd hate doing it even more than I already do. It's frustrating that people act like if you have talent you're obligated to do something with it.